welcome to Challengers Corner. We've got a packed show today. Bush bombed out before the big one. EWC is here, and there's a lot happening this week and a lot more to come. Let's get into it. I'm here with my co-host Verb. What's up, Verb?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm excited to be here on Challenger's Corner
That's
with
right. That's right.
Landen.
Episode 1. We're starting it out strong, hopefully, right before EWC.
No better time to jump in.
Yeah, most definitely. So we're gonna hopefully hit some maybe off-season episodes too, but right now we got to talk about EWC and the challengers teams that made it in. First, we got the Pit EU. We got is that Payne? Is that his name? Is Payne his challenger's name?
Yes, I believe so.
So we got Payne, we
Hey,
got F dot, we've got Mythics, and we've got Lens. Obviously, we know what Lens brings as somebody who we've seen in the pro league, but like give me your opinion on these other three. Like I've not seen. I think I saw F dot at Atlanta. I might have saw Payne at Atlanta. I don't remember seeing Mythics there. He might have been uh in like the Challenger station. I was only at main stage because my foot was messed up. But yeah, give me your opinion on this team.
this team is definitely inbound to make some waves, make some noise. These guys have kind of had a grueler to kind of keep themselves in that top kind of two spot conversation. They're one of the best teams coming out of the EU, and with Lynn's kind of having that experience in the pro league with that veteranship, leading the squad, I expect them to, make some upsets.
Okay, okay. What do you think is how do you feel like they're gonna match up against FaZe?
Honestly, they need to come out hot and swinging. You're playing the current reigning Call of Duty World Champions. All right, we have Simp the Pimp leading the pack. All right, with O4, Abuza, and Draza. Those guys are no slouch. Right, those guys have definitely been getting their scrims in. They wanna do these events back to back. They want to win EWC and bring that home as well as their champs trophy. So I expect both teams to be coming out extremely hot. This is Linz's chance to kind of, put himself in a position where, maybe, it gives them a chance to get picked up next year, provide them some more opportunities, right? And it's all going to start tomorrow at EWC.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think that they have to come out super strong against FaZe. I mean, this is a FaZe Vegas team that obviously after the last two EWCs, I don't think they want to have a bad performance. So I think they definitely are gonna have to turn up against FaZe coming out super hot. I think that Lens definitely could make a play for the league, but obviously, like we've seen what he can bring. He's a solid player. I wonder, like, could we potentially see any of these three uh other challengers players get in any even like a team looking at them? Do you think that that would be
I think,
possible?
yeah, I think F dot definitely has a case for this kind of conversation. The last couple events I've seen him play at, he's been performing extremely well. He's a very well-rounded player, super grounded, and with the way these guys have been playing, I'm certain that any one of them, if they kind of pop off, especially on this kind of stage, will have teams looking at them for the next season. But the two players on the top of my list for this roster, the Pit EU, I'm definitely looking at Lins, and I'm definitely looking at F dot, especially coming out against FaZe. I expect these guys to come out hot. Otherwise, they might find themselves needing to Neslo, the current world reigning champions.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. All right, I think that does it for the Pit EU. I wish them good luck against FaZe. Honestly, as an Optic fan, I want to see FaZe lose. So yeah,
So poor
and
choice
and
of words right there,
and
because
also,
if you look and see Payne's bio,
oh what?
forever unlucky after you said you're wishing them good luck.
Yeah, that's bad. My bad, Pain. I'm gonna hit you with a follow. More bad luck. Let's go and move on to Team War. So we've got this picture right here. It's the EWC invitation for Team War. We got Vic, Icons, Dimensions, and Flames. And honestly, first thoughts on this team is like I'm genuinely just excited for Icons to have a team that doesn't hate him. Apparently, he just every team hates him. I've not I mean I'm not well versed in the scene as far as challengers go, but that's what I've been hearing, and I'm just glad to see that things are working out. Like I clipped him earlier in the year. Uh, I think it was before Major 4, and like I mean he was frying, like he was doing his thing, and apparently the way what I was watching from Vic, I mean Vic is insane. Like he's got a mind for the game for sure. And then obviously we know what Dimensions can bring, and we know what Flames can bring. We've seen them before. Talk to me about Team War, and who were they facing again? Let me check.
I believe they're playing Optic.
Oh yeah, they're playing Optic. So
They're
talk
playing
to me
Green
about
Wall.
Team War versus Optic. Tell me how that's gonna go down.
I mean, I think they kind of drew the short end of the stick. I have no doubt that all four of these players are talented, but I think their own Twitter page kind of tweeted out, their probably personal reactions to finding out who they play first in the bracket. Like I don't want to be the team coming against the runners up of Call of Duty Championship, almost a three-time back-to-back team. All right. Um, I think we've seen kind of Flames and Dimensions especially, right? This is a little bit more of a veteran squad than the other team we looked at, the PDU. All right, they do have the ability to be able to go the distance. They've showcased their talents at the top of challengers, at inside the COD League itself, right? They've had their moments there. So I think these players are looking, to make a splash. I think they have a chance. They honestly do have a chance because the same thing with the other match, these guys are playing first. There may or may not be warm-up scrims, so it'll honestly come out to whoever can take really the first respawn and kind of set the pace for that series. I think momentum is a big thing, especially when you're talking about Optic. All right, those guys do love to get down and they like to grit their teeth, and they're well and versed capable of making any sort of comeback. But I think if Team War can come out and steal that map one and really set the pace of the series off the break, and you come out strong in the S&D, I think they have a chance to make a real big upset here.
And I mean, trying to be an unbiased Optic fan, our S&D hasn't looked very good. Um, I mean,
It
it's
honestly
looked
sold them champs.
all
It
right,
honestly sold them champs.
but the clutch moments where we needed to not scam, I mean, we were just throwing them. So like, if we continue to do that into EWC, they have a really good chance of an upset, because honestly, like if we haven't learned our lesson, we could be. I mean, we could be really in for a rude awakening. But honestly, as an Optic fan, I really don't have too much stress on this
That's
match.
yeah.
I genuinely think even if they take the first map, we'll probably see a 3-1 win for Optic, or a reverse sweep in either one of those. I think that's probably going to be the outcome if they take that first map, just because I mean Optic just looks too strong, even with the S&D looking as
A little
ragged as it
none, but
does.
I think Optic has the best win-loss percentage when their S&D is at its strongest. I think that is a team that like
Hmm.
if they're not winning their S&Ds, it just becomes really hard for them to close out a series.
Yeah,
And if Teamwork can steal a respawn and their S&D is they got the right map picks and they're getting their bloods, I genuinely think there could be an upset.
yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Omit GG. The boys at Omit. They're
You
going
mean the
up
back-to-back
against.
GGs?
That's right, the back-to-back GGs. They're going up against, who is it? Gentlemen. Oh
Gentlemen.
god.
See, that's a
They've
match I genuinely think that they could take. I
yeah,
genuinely, with my full heart, believe that this team here, they got Luti Khan and Bance behind them with the coaching. All right,
yeah,
those guys are two stable vets, and this team honestly looked incredible these last couple of weeks.
yeah. And Bance is on my top 5 or top 4 EU all time.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
Um
Got him
I,
and Jerd in the same spot.
I think if Joe comes out flat, I think they have all the room in the world to upset. Honestly, like I think that Ghosty's great. I think he's really early game. Like he's an early game merchant. Not to
Yeah, he's a
say
strong leader
he's
for that.
yeah, not to say he's bad, throughout the game. I just think that he like excels during the first of the year. to catch him near the back when he probably doesn't give as much of a anymore. I think that they can definitely take the first map. I think they could come out and upset Gentlemates for sure, especially like if Joe comes out flat, like I said. I think Sib is inconsistent, so it's kind of on Sib and Estriel, I feel like.
Yeah,
But
I think Estriel's been an incredible wild card to watch for the Gentlemates.
oh yeah, he has some great pop off series for sure. But I mean sometimes he does look like he could be like what's the word?
Bit
Um
of a weak link.
yeah, a liability. Just a little bit of a
Mm.
liability, depending on like his consistency. But I mean, he has shown out decently well on Gentlemate so far. So I mean, I'm interested to see what happens. But I definitely think this is probably the most upsettable series
Oh,
of
for
the
sure.
of tomorrow. Do you
Which is
think?
crazy because Gentlemates have honestly looked insane throughout the entire season.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we've all heard rumors about Ethan getting picked up next year. And my personal opinion is he's probably going to LA to play for the Thieves on like a rebuild year once they lose Scrap and Hydra.
I think they're
Um,
losing both. I think Scrap's gotta stay. He's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a face for the brand.
I think Scrap could potentially stay. But I
You think him and
think
Hydra are splitting?
I think they probably both leave. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Scrap State. I think he does match the LAT brand very well. My question was like, Ethan's definitely going to the league. Do we see any of these other players getting an opportunity, even like on a bottom four, bottom six team?
Honestly, I think Ethan is for sure is a lock. I think the other three completely depend on how they play the CWC. I think this will be like the last thing on everybody's mind. And this goes for every player coming from a
Yeah,
challenger side to play this event.
yeah,
But this is the last event of the year. It's the last thing people carry with them going into next year until the first kickoff tournaments kind of start, which is not even until like a month and a half after the game comes out while they get the rules set ready.
yeah,
So if they want to get picked up, they have to honestly show out here. And I don't think there's a better way for them to do that than to make an upset the very first match of the day against Gentlemates, considered one of the top three teams currently in the league.
yeah. And honestly, if you think, I mean, if you look back, last EWC, Omit made an upset against FaZe. I'm pretty sure they beat somebody else, or no, did they not? Did they beat somebody else?
They did. I think they won at least two. I
I
think they
think
won at
they
least
beat.
two.
I want to say Miami, but I don't think it's Miami. But I know they beat FaZe, and then Mamba and Craze
Yep.
started in the league this year. So I mean, this is their opportunity right here for sure. Like
Mhm.
this is probably the biggest opportunity they've had, and Ethan's already solidified. So it's just up to the other three to really show up, and that's actually really good going into this match because you want those other three to be fucking
Uh, Be
on
frying. And you
point.
know Ethan's gonna do his thing to not jeopardize his position. He's gotta do
Right.
his thing.
Right. All right. Enough with Omit. Let's move on to Project Notorious P7. What do we think about P7? I mean, it's just a bunch of ex pros.
Listen, if these guys want to prove themselves a chance back in the league, they gotta do something. They
100%.
really gotta do something. This is a roster full of, like household like COD names, especially coming out of Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
You got Eric Boom, you got Cammy MVP, one of the greatest Cold War players of all time. Snoopy. I'm sure Johnny has Johnny been in the league yet? I don't think so, no.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
not the Johnny I'm thinking of it.
Johnny's been in the league. Johnny was in the league BO6 for like a short stint, but he didn't really get a good opportunity.
No. And it's like one of those things where like, you kind of get screwed over by the current system and format of the league. But
Yeah.
you got basically all four of these people at some point or other have touched the league, right? The other three have had longer stints in it, so they know what's expected of them. They know exactly how they're. Who do they play, by the way?
They play uh
P7 Notorious.
where's it at?
Check on the right. You might have to go over one more.
They play
They
Falcons.
play Falcons. Okay,
Huh.
that is a match that also I think is is possible to
It's
upset.
possible. It's possible. The way the
That's
Falcons are
impossible.
looking, I mean,
They
it's
looked really strong at the last event, though. I'm gonna give them that. Like
if
with
they
Aluka on the team.
continue, yeah, if they continue to progress as a team, I mean, it's not looking very, very close. But I mean, definitely as far as like this year, if you're looking at this year in full, P7, I feel like you're the most excited just because
Oh
like
yeah.
Falcons are the least threatening team as far as this year in a whole. But like at the same
But
time,
if we're taking the positioning of the last champs, then like I think something is to be said because
yeah,
they look completely different at
yeah,
the last event. They look completely different at champs than they have the entire year with Pred. And to be honest, I think that does come down to Aluka's, current addition to the roster.
yeah,
You have Cell playing more like, you know, the ghost of his former self, or play styles that were more used to him seeing, more positive KDs. There's the team overall looks far more comfortable, especially you got King Saud over there. The guy was absolutely blitzing against LA Thieves. They got a top three at champs, Aluka's first event with the team, right? So they
yeah,
probably didn't get as much practice against a variety of the rosters.
right,
And I think that definitely would have changed between champs ending and EWC, which is what most teams are probably preparing for. So I think that we're gonna see Project Notorious come out with a kind of fire we haven't seen them with in a long time, especially coming from the pit. But we're also gonna see a new and involved Falcons with the addition of Aluka,
yeah.
and I'm excited to see where that goes.
And so the thing with Falcons for me is I wonder if like the reason that teams were struggling is because they hadn't played against this Falcons team. I mean, does one player really change that much of a gameplay of a game plan on a team?
I think so. I mean, like you guys are also not thinking like remember Mace, TB Merc
Yeah,
himself,
yeah,
Mercules had the same kind of thing last year, right?
yeah,
Where he got a stint because of beans on Ultra, showed up for the weekend, and then transitioned to Optic,
yeah. You're right.
right? And then like nobody could counter that, right? And I think a bit of the same thing is kind of to be involved here. I remember how I was saying earlier that like these guys play against each other all the time. They know exactly what their opponents are wanting to do.
Their
They know exactly how they
tendencies.
play, right? Their
Yeah,
tendencies, like how likely they are to play this gunfight on this head glitch, right? Like where to
yeah,
pre-aim, like their pacing and stuff like that, right?
yep,
And I think when you have a player that kind of nobody really no one's watching VOD on him before he comes up.
right,
Hard studying him. No one's used to that. So not only is it new for his team to kind of navigate and figure out like, hey, like this is kind of where we want you. I want you to kind of also. They also want him to feel comfortable, so he's gonna do a
right,
bit of his own thing and mix in his own playstyle. That's why they brought him,
yeah,
right? But it's also for the opponents that have never played him before. But I think this match particularly is a little bit different because I'm confident that these four players have played against Aluka in the pit. So they might have an idea more towards his individual play style, right? And
yeah,
of course scrimming and watching VOD against the rest of the Falcon players these guys are all familiar with,
yeah,
right? So it's not going to be as two unfamiliar teams as we might be expecting. It might be a very familiar match for these guys. These players they probably play eights with, they've scrimmed against. So I'm kind of excited to see like this one. I feel like might be a grueler. This might be a grueler of a series.
yeah. I think so too. I do think that Falcons are probably going to progress a little bit though. I think it's
Oh
going
yeah.
to be a hard fought series. I think that low key, I feel like Fred probably with obviously his past outside of the game problems. I wonder if Pred kind of checked Saud a little bit, like as far as like I don't know the way that he was playing or like worried about what Pred would say. Like I don't know, like the I don't know. I just feel like Aluka has kind of enabled Xnid and gave him more of the confidence that he needed. It's
Oh, for sure.
it's really weird, and I feel like Pred should be that guy to be able to give somebody the confidence. Like he is that hype guy.
I
So
I think, for especially when they first started teaming, I think it absolutely was that kind of case, right? But their play styles are very, very different. Like Pred is kind of like I'm gonna lie down here and like these kills will come to me.
yeah,
Xnit's like, strapping on the jets. Let's bang this,
yeah,
right? And both of those playstyles are very effective, but I think they don't really have kind of a symbiotic relationship in terms of their pacing with each other.
right,
And I think that also throws their ARs for, a loop, right? And it kind of, not to say that they were a really weak team before, but they had issues with pacing, right? They have players that want to play slow when they need to be playing fast, right? They have players that want to be fast when the other team needs to be playing slow, right? I think with Aluka, everything's kind of, it meshes a little bit, gels a little bit smoother,
Yeah,
right? And they honestly all look really happy playing with each other. I don't know
for
if you noticed
sure,
that
for
when you're
sure.
watching, right? It's like they had this huge weight lifted off of their shoulders. They just feel so natural, and I think that contributed a lot to their high placing at champs.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that Luca definitely not only does he give Saud that confidence and kind of enable Saud, but like him being an actual like COD discussions, me and him we obviously have a show together, but we also just talk, behind the show, and he's, over here like I told you, like if Celium would get a actual AR to be his duo, then it would clean up that team. And honestly, like Aluka being in the position he's in right now, not only is helping Saud because Saud's got like one of the best subs
Yeah, for
ever
sure.
duoed with him now. And then Aluka's got one of the best ARs ever duoed with him now. So like
Hmm.
genuinely, the sky is the limit for those two newbies.
Oh, for sure. And then Kismet being kind of the guy that is willing to do the dirty work and do it effectively, right? It also allows So to play that kind of Slayer, roaming role that he really excels at,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And Cell's now more of a flex, which is what he more naturally played anyway. I think, especially
yeah,
like coming off of that phase roster, right, where he had Draza, he fell more naturally into that flex role, and having Aluka there is now allowing him to return to a play style that, makes him more comfortable and looks more natural for him, and is working more effectively for the whole team,
yeah.
right?
And Cell is honestly, he's just a shooter. You want the most powerful gun in the game in his hands, especially in crucial moments. He needs to be pulling out that sub like a flex. And he's been doing it. He's been moving. I like to see it a lot. I hate that we got off topic, off of the challengers teams though, because honestly, as far as P7 goes, I think that Snoopy got skumazed. I think that Purge should have went. No offense to Purge. Thanks for taking a picture with me at MLG, or not MLG. Fucking not CWL, CDL Atlanta. Um, I think Johnny's a great fit, or not a great fit, but like a great player. I think he's got the gunny, and he's got a decent personality out of game. I talked with him at Atlanta as well. I think Cammy got skumazed as well. I think Cammy was really good when he got dropped, and he went into challengers just bleeding people. I mean, just taking over. I don't know. I feel like Eric Boom just got kind of the short end of the stick because Miami, they play by their camp game plan, and if you don't fit in that game plan, you are
They
nixed.
they're not afraid to make a change if it
Yeah,
doesn't fit with their overall kind of view, and
yeah,
also they have to fit their image of the team, right? Like that
yeah.
that's for sure the Spanish roster.
And Eric, I feel like Eric was forced to play a role that he obviously wasn't comfortable with, and that's just how it is with that Miami team. You have to play
Mhm.
the role they need you to play, or it doesn't work out, and it doesn't work out with you, and it doesn't work out with the team.
I have an interesting question for you.
Yeah, what's
Are
up?
there any players coming out of EWC from the pro side that you think we might see in the pit next season?
On the pro side that we're just gonna see in the pit. Okay, I think um I think a lot of people want insight in the pit. I think he's going to be a god on the next game. I think that he is rightfully going to stay in his spot. I do think he has blackmail on Adam Adamu, but but I think he's safe. But he's a question mark a little bit. If he wasn't on Toronto, he'd have been gone a long time ago.
I
Um,
think so. I mean,
but
Kleenex have been duoed for like I think like a decade now. Swear.
yeah, I mean it's a solid duo. It's a solid duo. If you put the two people around them that kind of like that match their play style perfectly, I mean they would be like undeniable. It's just that especially with Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7, Insight was just it's just too fast.
Too fast of a game. He's a very slow kind of. I'm gonna hold this iron and not move, and they're gonna come to me, and I'm gonna piece them.
And he's fucking amazing at that. But this game just doesn't allow for that. I mean, if you hold the fucking iron, you're liable to get killed just as much as if you weren't.
Yeah,
So
no, absolutely.
Boston, Boston's at EWC. I don't see Purge on Boston next year. I mean, he might have some insight level blackmail, but I don't see
That guy
Purge
keeps
on
get. He
Boston
can't
next
keep getting
year.
away with it.
And that's just no offense to him, but like maybe he just needs somebody that like cuz I know he's a good player. I know he plays for the win. He's smart. I mean, obviously every player scams at points, but like I mean, as far as like what I've seen, he's a smart player. It's just like super inconsistent with slaying and getting kills in general. And then it's like if you have that player, you have to have the perfect people around him. Like you have to have the perfect group, or he's just a liability. So like, if you don't have that perfect group, which Boston Breach, it does not have super deep pockets. You can't have that perfect group. So you, I think you think about dropping Purge. Um,
Who else is on that roster?
I know that Spart's on that roster. All right, so it's Afro, Spart, and TJ. If TJ is in the league next year, I will eat a shoe. If he starts in the league next
Bonk.
year, I will
Bonk
eat a
can't keep
shoe.
getting away with it.
I love TJ, bro. I love him. I don't know how it like how. I mean, just how.
Yo, but like I actually I need him gone, but I don't want him gone. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Like we all
Like
love
he's I think
Tej.
he's the last player from the original era. You know what I mean? Like the boom era.
Was I mean, Hook and Dashi kind of counting that, right?
Well, like Hugh went over to Halo during AW because of the age restriction, and you said Dashi, right? Dashi was like not on like on an A team until after IW, I think.
Got you,
Like
got
he
you.
was like on a challengers. He was like on a really really strong challengers team. I remember first time seeing him was like in an IW, um, like challengers tourney, or I guess it would be open bracket back then.
I saw him in
But
Black
like
Ops 3 with
Doug
Doug
Sensor
Sensor
Martin.
Martin. That's right. We just said that at the same time on my
Oh
PC.
god,
Stream's gonna be like,
clip that.
damn, Jinx. Or not the stream, the comments. But yeah, the I think Spart is good. I think he should stay in the league. I think we could see Afro Purge and TJ Halley go down to the to challengers with just a blow it up ball. And Spart probably just hooks on a bottom four, bottom six team.
They might have to blow it up. I feel like Boston Breach might be in the position to sell their team next year though. I think they might be getting out of COD just as a whole.
Yeah, I definitely think they should. Well, maybe not Boston. I feel like Boston is the least worse. Um,
Fender.
yeah, the least worst offender.
But like just because you're like the least worst offender doesn't mean like you're not an offender, you know? Like
Right,
C9 is
right.
egregious with it, right? But like there shouldn't be any kind of tolerance for what some of these teams are doing in inside the league. Like it's not challengers. This is like a paid, broadcast and multi-million dollar league.
Yeah,
And they should not be able to get away with this.
most definitely not. Question. We can add this to it. What do you think about Bush? Because we said that in the intro, but then we never really got to it.
Never really talk about it.
How do you feel about Bush bombing out at at the LCQ and like you think it's obviously
Who took their spot, right? Was it Omit too?
they lost to War. They got reverse sweep by War. I forgot.
See, like,
Let me go over here. Cause look,
yeah,
they're posting reverse sweep made a guest appearance in Behind the Bush. They're posting Cammy and Prolute arguing.
like I have a mixed feeling about it. Like, congrats on Team War for, making the reverse sweep happen, but at the same, like, I guess the better team is gonna go through regardless, right? But I think Bush might have just kind of shot
Fumbled.
themselves in the foot a little bit. Like they fumbled the series for sure.
Yeah.
A reverse sweep is like is more than just like you had a close map. That's a breakdown. That is a mechanical failure as a team.
Yeah.
And I think very well that they should if Bush was up 2-0, they should have just closed it out, and then we wouldn't even be having this kind of conversation, right?
Yep.
But
It seemed to me, it
it's
really
bad
seemed
for
to
it's
me like,
bad for content for Bush because I know they spend a lot of time like the brand Barstool as a whole, right? They're not too thrilled about being in the COD space, and I think them kind of buggering it definitely is a little bit of a blow from bringing in like I guess like a new kind of fan base, if that makes sense. Like, not to say the Team War doesn't have fans, but like it's a different kind of exposure that we were getting with
yeah,
Telluride, and Barstool Esports kind
right.
of bringing in the audiences that are maybe not so esports focused, right? And getting them a little interested in to the esports side of things. So I think for that, like as COD, we kind of did take a little bit of a blow there.
Yeah,
But honestly, like it's what's right is the team that wins goes forward. So Bush clearly didn't have it in them to close out the series, right? And who knows, maybe Team War might go a little bit further than what we might expect of them.
right.
So
Another question is, I watched I watched probably 20, 30 minutes the other night, just kind of listened to it while I was playing ranked, but like I listened to the latest Bush episode, and I mean, it just seemed like they were like scapegoating the hell out of Capsule. Um, Obviously, we've heard things about uh Capsule's out of game problems, his issues, his like he doesn't I guess he doesn't have discipline as far as like a schedule, and maybe he's not like the greatest as far as like working with them. But like, I mean, is that like, is that something that's more known than I know, or is that really just like a,
honestly, I think you might have been in the loop on that one because I actually don't know too much about any kind of drama outside of the game involving Capsule's work ethic and stuff like that.
yeah,
But I think that's a major part to challengers is having the discipline, and if you don't have it in challengers, you're not going to have it in the pro league,
right,
right? If you're not doing it now and you're not even in the league yet, like why would you change like if
right,
you gotta do those things now. And
yeah,
I understand like some players may not be as social, they may not come out to, team dinner, watch a movie with me kind of vibe, right?
yeah,
But you intend to make this your job, you need to treat it with the discipline of having it being a job, you need to do the best that you can every single day that you show up, or someone else is gonna take your spot.
right,
And that's exactly what happened to them
right,
if they're getting reverse swept. Right, you gotta think going back at it in their heads, right? Like, if we practiced just a little bit more, if we were a little bit more, in the comms, personal feelings aside, right? Like, you gotta think they close it out.
yeah. As far as this year goes, they were the better team, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's who clutched up and who didn't break, and
Exactly.
I guess those external factors could have been a thing. Obviously, we don't know anything. We're not inside that camp. Um, do we trust the Bush to be completely 100% and just basically tell it how it is with Cap, or are we do we think that maybe they could be like pushing some blame and
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. I don't find Barstool Esports is the kind that would like readily accept fault for something that might harm their brand in that kind of aspect where it's like we lost because we didn't do this. I think it's gonna be like, you guys sucked. That's why we lost.
right. And honestly, I kind of agree, because like at the end of the day, yes, like it's up to the players to do this and show up in this, but like it's also up to the coach, which I mean, I know Tim's not getting paid, so it's kind of they're in a hard like between a rock and a hard
Yeah, like
place.
you
But
have a
like,
coach that like is not as duly motivated, right? With players that are not as duly motivated for whatever reason, right? And are
yeah,
not taking the opportunity in front of them on their very limited time seriously.
Yeah.
right? They're burning time. Every year they spend outside of the league is another year that they burned, right?
Yep.
Before they eventually are forced to retire or forced to move on from, esports,
Yeah.
right? Unless they can have an insane career with whatever limited time they have left. So
Right.
every year that they spend down here doing this again is another year wasted. And I think not having the discipline to show up and play your best COD that you could possibly play, not just in the moment, just you as a person, like as developed as you can be if you practiced it all the way through, right? How much further developed you would be as an individual if you're not willing to put in that effort to be the best player in the entire world when you're not even in the league, then you have no chance of making it.
And that's not only on the players, but that's also on the
That's on the whole
individuals,
camp.
the
That's
managers, the
on the whole
coach.
camp.
It's on everybody to make sure everybody's on the same page, kind of like
It's
locked
on
in. Like there should not, there should never have been like that whole like um we're not gonna go scrim phase. Like everybody should have been on the same page.
like, why is that even an option? Why is that an option you're allowed to take? Like, yeah, we're gonna skip our scrims. Like, who do you think you are?
Well, they were out
Genuinely.
of the tournament, so I mean I understand that, but like brother, it's number one, it's phase, it's free money, and you're not you're it's called networking.
Yeah, like you show that kind of work ethic to teams that are like imagine like you have an opportunity to get picked up to phase, like God forbid something happened, or you had an opportunity to get picked up to phase, and they're looking at you like this guy wouldn't even scrim us. We were
Yeah.
paying him to scrim us to do something they already do.
Yeah.
They were, and then they just didn't take it up. Is that someone they're gonna want in their camp? Someone
Right.
that's willing to chalk scrims,
Right, that's what I'm
right?
saying. It's kind of mind blowing. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely, it could be cap. But I definitely think that um if
I think they should have kept
they
that
want
behind closed doors
discipline.
though.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, Bush is a content org. They're gonna put everything on content. But like, if they wanted to show up with discipline, they needed to show up with discipline. And
yeah.
that starts from the top down. It doesn't
That's on
start from.
everybody. That's
It
it's
is
on
on
each
everybody.
individual person in that camp to hold not only themselves responsible, but each other responsible. You have a teammate that's not showing up to scrims, bro, and I'm assuming it's not like this is the first time he's doing it. If you have a teammate that's regularly chalking scrims, right, like that's a conversation you need to have with management. That's a conversation that needs to be had with that individual, right? If you're not taking it as seriously as everybody else in the room, you don't belong in the room.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a little bit disappointed in actually hearing that Kev does that,
I mean, I'm
because
not.
it means
I don't think that he personally chalked the scrim. I'm pretty sure the whole team
there's
chalked the
probably
phase scrim.
a whole vibe killed. Like, maybe I can see that being the reason. But like, if he was like, but you're saying like it was like an attitude thing, like outside the game, just like in general, right? Like
Yeah, that's what they were. That's what they were saying. I'm pretty sure that's
that's
what
what
they
they're
were
saying.
saying.
Like if they're talking about that all year, like
But that, yeah, if you're
you
talking about
you
that all
gotta do
year, it's
something.
kind of on you to kind
That's
of
on
like
you, bro. To nip that
figure
in the
that
bud,
out
like
or change
you
it.
you can understand. I can understand. Like, okay, I actually didn't realize they were out of the tournament when FaZe had asked them to scrim, right? So if you had just lost, right, and you're checked out of your mind, right, the last thing you want to do is like play for Monopoly money, just scrim. So
Yeah,
I could see them chalking that, like like they're a little bit emotionally distressed, right? But like to have everyone overall chalk it and find out that this is like common behavior for these guys is a little disappointing because I would be excited to see some of these players back in the league. Capsado being one of them.
and I'd be ecstatic to see Prolute back in the league. I mean, he only got one good showing with Optic, and then he got shelved. So it would be nice to see him get his actual opportunity. So
Sure.
yeah, I think that'll do it for this first episode of Challengers Corner. I think we did pretty decent. I think we stayed on the semi topic, and we're definitely be doing this hopefully as often as possible. So
Mhm.
I appreciate.
And it'll only get better, man. It'll keep getting better. I promise
Oh
you that.
yeah, 100%. It'll only, the production, the quality, everything will only keep getting better. As soon as y'all blow this podcast up, we're gonna get Verb an actual mic, and he won't have to use his Astro mic anymore.
I promise you by episode 3, I'll have like a little stand up one for you.
Okay, sounds good. I like to hear it. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're a fan of this, if you like this, Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below what you think these challengers players are going to do at EWC. Thank you for checking us out, and thank you, Verb, for being a part of this. This is Challengers Corner signing out.
Peace.